Osteoporosis, back pain, fractures, arthritis. Hi, I'm Dr. Peters with Peters Wellness, Chiropractic and Massage. In this week's quick video, I want to talk about bone health. I want to talk about taking care of your skeleton. This is Mr. Bones. I've had Mr. Bones for about 14 years. But now, Mr. Bones isn't what I'm talking about as far as taking care of. I'm not talking about skeletons in your closet, although those might be a good thing to take care of too. I'm talking about your personal spine and your skeletal system. It's our structure, protects us, allows us to be who we are. So in school I learned posture is a window to the spine. You look at people nowadays, my good friend Andy is always telling me, people on their cell phones, they're hunched down. I mean, you watch them. I see them at the gym. I'm like, they're at the gym working out. They're sitting on a machine all slumped over looking at their phone. Now, they might be looking up a workout or whatever, but it's the posture. It's the window to the spine. So look at your posture. Take care of yourself. You know, I always tell people when I'm doing the initial exam, I'm like, stand like a soldier at attention. And man, it's amazing. You know, I have them standing there, and when I say that, their whole posture changes. It's like, why don't you stand like that all the time? And I'm guilty of it myself, and I was even in the military. But we have to have that awareness. We need to constantly work to improve ourselves, both in our posture and our other areas of life. Next, when we talk about posture, well, people say, well, what controls and what holds the bones in place? Well, we have ligaments and we have tendons, we have all these things, but we also have our muscles, right? The muscles, which are connected to our bones through our tendons, are going to control things. But what controls the muscles? Well, it's the nervous system, right? So if we want to have great functioning muscles, we need to take care of them. Well, how should we do that? How about, I got an idea, range of motion. Let's do some stretching. How about daily stretching? If I'm too busy, I can't stretch. I don't have time for that. Well, if you don't make time for it now, I guarantee you, your body's going to force you to make time for it later. So just do 4 or 5 days a week, 8 to 10 minutes of stretching. You know, in the background, you can see I've got the pre-core stretchers. Those things are awesome. Right now, as far as on the market, I think they're the best tool to have. Now, are they necessary? No, you can do stretch on the floor. You can do yoga. You can do Pilates. There's so many things you can do. But just, hey, 8 to 10 minutes. You get up in the morning before you exercise. Well, exercise. Now, how about that? Let's add that to the list. And actually, I have it there. Exercise. We need to exercise to keep these muscles strong. We need to stretch them so that they're elastic. And then we need to exercise to make them strong. Weight-bearing activity. What's one of the best things you can do for osteoporosis? Exercise, weight-bearing activity. You know, mild trauma to your muscles and joints is okay. They respond to that. That's what makes them strong. That's what makes your bones thicker, okay? So what would be another thing? What about nutrition? What about nutrition? You know, people say, well, you know, I have an injury. I can't work out, so that's why I'm gaining the weight. But let me tell you something. 50% or more of your weight or your health is done in the kitchen. Abs are made in the kitchen. So if you can't exercise, stop putting so much in, right? And when you do put stuff in, when you talk about bone health and a lot of other health issues, stay away from the sugar. Please stay away from the sugar. And worse yet, stay away from the artificial sweeteners, okay? They're worse than sugar. So staying away from sugar. Now, when you think bone health, what's one of the big things people think about? Calcium, magnesium, vitamin D. You know, you have all these different supplements, and a lot of them, they need to be taken together. Zinc is another great one. So, you know, and I have one I just pick up at Sprouts. I love it. It's a great calcium supplement. It's got 3 different forms of calcium in it, because that's a whole nother, you know, argument. There's, well, which type of calcium? Well, read this week's handout coming out, and we're going to talk about calcium. Calcium citrate being one of the better, more absorbable forms. There's calcium lactate. There's different ways out there. But educate yourself. Google it. Figure it out. Just watch where you're getting your information from, because whoever's giving it to you might just be trying to sell you something. Make sure they're getting that information from someone who's a valuable source and who's looking to actually help you be healthier. So, please take care of your skeleton. And to recap, watch your posture. Make sure you're stretching 4 or 5 times a week. Make sure you're exercising 4 or 5 times a week. Make sure you're getting your nutrition. Make sure you're taking your calcium supplements, calcium, magnesium, vitamin D. Make sure you're taking those together. And also make sure another great product line would be glucosamine and chondroitin. So there's so much you can do for skeletal health. Please educate yourself. When you're coming in, ask me. I will help you. There are sources out there to help us live healthier, happier lives. Have a great week.